Are we ready, Ian?
We're all set.
All right. I'll give a countdown and we can. Hang on 1 second. We're stacked a little bit, although we get through this few minutes.
All right, as soon as you're ready, we'll get started.
All right. Coming down in 3, 2, and 1. And welcome back. It is Mornings with Pat Kreitlow on 98.9 WXCO. I'm Chad Holmes. And again, we always get an opportunity every other week to get a chance to catch up on what's going on. And there's a lot going on at the Grand Theater of Wausau, joined by Executive Director Sean Wright. And Sean, good morning.
Good morning.
I tell you again, we talked to you a couple of weeks ago, and you were talking about the fact that coming up was going to be the big event, the public launch of the Second Century campaign. You had it. How did that go?
We did. It was a really fantastic night, and really just a great opportunity to share the project with the community. Share the fact that we're approaching $13 million in gifts and pledges of our $17 million goal, which is pretty amazing, and just really exciting to share what's ahead for the Grand and really the entire block over the next 2 years leading up to the 100th anniversary.
You mentioned the fact that, again, something that's lasted this long. I mean, just the century aspect, but and I was looking at one of the notes on your Facebook page talking about it's been 40 years since the last renovation. Yep. And I kind of compare it to, we talk about the sports once in a while. That's longer than a stadium usually lasts. I mean,
yeah, it is.
The fact that it's been 40 years since we've had a major renovation at the Grand is pretty amazing.
It is, and it's really shows the fantastic work that our team has done through the years, maintaining the facility, keeping the facility up and running for the amount of shows and traffic that we get. But it also shows that it's time.
Yes.
And it is, it is time. And even for the, the renovation in 87 or restoration in 87, those seats were not new in 87. They were restored.
Mm-hmm.
Those seats are well over 50 years old, and they've served us very well. But it's also time for newer comfort in the seats and just all the things that go into it. The theater and really. The thing that I say is it's not a renovation, it's a restoration, and really it's just showing the theater that's treated us so well, showing it a little bit of love back, and making sure that it's there to shine for years to come.
Over the process between now and when you actually do relaunch after the restoration is completed, is there one particular aspect that you're most excited about that maybe is gonna be kind of, I don't call it a game changer, but something that really catches your eye that you're really looking forward to?
The transformation of the Great Hall is the thing that I'm most excited about, because that's something that, literally, I think from the day that space opened, everybody was thrilled and excited to have it, but immediately realized that there were significant acoustic challenges in that space. It couldn't be used as a secondary space. They tried a few shows and immediately said, nope, this wouldn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And through the years, we've wrestled with, what do you do? What could you install? How could you change? And never been able to really hit on something. And so, what we'll be doing to that space to one, it's just going to look fantastic. Just first of all, I love the way that space is going to look. But secondly, that it'd be acoustically superior, not just for events and shows, but just for pre-shows. If anybody who's ever been in the Great Hall before a show knows it's really tough to have a conversation. And, if we've got our Jerry ensemble singing and you've got, the merch table going, and it's a lot. So having that will be great. And from the game-changing aspect, the ability that we'll have with the technology in place to use that as a secondary performance space, flexible stage, can put it in a number of different places. And so everything from an intimate chamber group that feels better in a 200 seated in the round concert to a pop, rock, bluegrass, general admission crowd that, an artist who were at that point into their career, who, they're not ready for the theater, but they're, ready to be beyond 150 people. And so I'm really excited about what that's going to allow us to do.
And for folks who want to, maybe learn more, maybe even be involved in some way, what's the best way to do it?
The best way to do that is on our website, grandtheater.org, and there's a link to the Second Century page and all the information there.
Fantastic. It's going to be a fun project to watch over the next couple of years.
Absolutely.
And then after that, you're what a last week it's been. I was looking at some of these shows that you had in the past week. I mean, just amazing. Sold Out Marty Stewart. You had those 2 Invincible shows. You had, of course, Ben Folds and the
Paper Airplanes.
The Paper Airplanes.
Yeah.
You had the Jerry's Ensemble Cabaret. I mean, what a last week it's been.
Yes. And then two sold out arts and education shows yesterday at Charlotte's Web. So no, it has not been a dull week at the Grand. It's been a very busy week and some just fantastic shows. Marty Stewart, there's a reason he's in the Country Music Hall of Fame. And, Ben Folds was the last show of the Paper Airplanes tour. So he really enjoyed it. And of course, the opportunity to have our senior cabaret and have our outstanding ensemble perform. And so, really, really big week. And, now you just sort of keep going. That's what we do.
That is what you do. And what is coming up after? I mean, and again, it's amazing as you get towards the end of the season that it just keeps rocking and rolling here.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I feel like we just sent out today that our preview party is coming up, and I'm like, well, last week we just announced Old Crow Medicine Show and put that on sale. So I mean, there's a season, but we just keep adding shows. But no, the Central Wisconsin School of Ballet is in for their showcase weekend this weekend, and a really nice event that they have annually. And then as we get into next week, totally different form of dance, river dance at the Grand on their 30th anniversary tour, and just a few tickets left for each night. They just released some prime tickets for those, and we just sort of we keep going and lead up to the unveil of the new season a couple Tuesdays.
And you say Riverdance 30th anniversary. I remember it must be a couple of decades ago, actually, the first time they came here. I mean, because my dad actually went to that show. I remember back many years ago, and I mean, it just keeps on coming. And again, it's one of the wonderful things for folks that may have remembered going there, and now another opportunity again.
Absolutely. They do a great job of reinventing that show every couple of years. And, I think one of the things that I really like with this one is for the 30th anniversary, they are specifically unveiling what they're calling the new generation of river dancers. So these are all dancers who were not born when Riverdance premiered, and which is great, but also no, don't do that to us.
Pretty amazing. Are there tickets available?
Still a handful of tickets left for both nights, but if you want to see it, you probably should act pretty quickly.
And again, you just mentioned, you touched on it. You announced that coming up in early June, I think June the 3rd, that it's time to preview the new season, which is just insane how quickly it comes around.
Yes, it is. Particularly, as I said, this year we've already got a bunch of shows on sale: Old Crow Medicine Show, Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Straight No Chaser, and a bunch of others. And a lot of years it isn't like that, but this year it just sort of is. And so we've got shows on sale, and then we'll pause and unveil the season itself coming up in just a few short weeks.
We'll talk more about that in a couple of weeks as well. But again, for folks that want to perhaps get some of those final tickets for Riverdance or any of the other productions, the best way to do it
is grandtheater.org
and pay a visit.
And
the friendly folks over there, friendly faces over at the Grand Theater here in downtown Wausau.
We're always happy to see you.
Sean Wright, Executive Director of the Performing Arts Foundation and the Grand Theater of Wausau. Always good to talk to you.
Yeah, my pleasure.
We'll take a quick time out. Be back with more Mornings with Pat Kreitlow on 98.9 WXCO.
And we're clear.
Very good.